it's pretty straightforward. But it's got some cool stuff that I want to point out to you. So flippity.net, it's that simple. It's just flippity.net. You can see the address up here at the top. It is, you don't need a sign in. So that's the beauty of it. You don't need any kind of, the parents don't need a login, kids don't need a login. Now, of course, anytime you have a program that doesn't have a login, that means that you're not able to collect data directly from that program. However, when you create one of these Flippity activities, and a Flippity activity is simply a web-based activity. That's all it is. It's a web-based activity that you create from information in a Google Sheet. And I know that sounds complex, but trust me, I'll show you, it's easy to do. And so what it does is it creates a web address, a URL address, and you put that link into your Google Classroom. You put that link into your email to the parents. You put that link into a Nearpod if you got a Nearpod presentation. So you can embed and make the activity part of something that eventually you ask questions based on that activity. You could do that if you really are looking to make it accountable. But it's kind of a fun thing. And so we'll start going through them just so you can see. To start with, every one of these activities has 3 parts to it that you can see. And you guys can see my page, right? The flippity.net.
Yes.
Okay. Each activity has 3 sections: a demo section, an instruction section, and template. It makes it very easy. So if you just simply want to see, what is this activity? All you have to do is click on the demo section within that activity. And right now I'm looking at flashcards. So I've clicked on demo for flashcards. And here it is. From a Google Sheet, we ended up making an activity that you can go through and create flashcards. Now, this is not one of the more exciting ones, but again, if you're working on something that's different, that you want your kids to be able to do it, it's easy to set up, there you go. The other thing with these flashcards, you can embed images and videos as well. So, which is kind of neat. So you'd have to play this, and then, that leads to whatever the answer is or question. So with the information that you put into a Google Sheet, which will make more sense in a minute here, you can create all kinds of different activities based on that one spreadsheet. So for example, right here, we know it's the flashcards activity. We've already created a Google Sheet with what we want for the questions and the answers. Well, you can also take that and make a list activity, a practice activity. It can be a matching game that you can create from that word cloud. Now, some of these, like this one right here, okay, word cloud, what am I going to do with that? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. The other cool thing is when you get to more, it'll say, hey, with this information, you can send what you've just typed into these other activities and create another online activity. Because keep in mind, once you create that address, it never changes. It's a place a kid can go back to, click on that link, and play that game. So it's a constant resource for that kid. Now, again, I like to start with the flashcard one because at one point in time, flashcards were kind of not bad, for something to be able to do. One of the other cool ones is if you could say, make a Jeopardy game where kids could play with other kids, or you could even do this, for example, in a Zoom session. If you have a meeting with your kids, why not create a Jeopardy game, share your screen, and play the Jeopardy game? You could, at the first grade level, Shannon, create a Jeopardy game and have the kid play versus the parent, which could be kind of fun. And so let me show you what that looks like. So if we go to the demo for the Flippity quiz show, it is just like your traditional Jeopardy. At this point, you can see it comes up with 4 teams. If you want to delete some of the teams, just click the minus at the bottom. And so again, you could say, okay, parent, you're team 1, other person, you're team 2, Marine, again, in a session with high school kids, you could just say, hey, the 6 of you are team 1, 6 of you are team 2. And I actually used to do something like this when I taught online school. So, and it does work. I mean, it's fun. So what's cool about this is in your answers for however you create this, you can actually embed pictures. You can embed videos. So you can do all kinds of stuff for your answers, which is nice. And again, we'll show you how to make it here in a second, but this is how well it works. So if you click on a topic, world capitals. What capital city opened the first subway in 1863? Anyone?
London.
You got it.
Wow.
Now, okay, so Maureen, you're team 1. I'm gonna click on your check. And what's cool about this is we click back on that, it automatically keeps track of your
cool.
So I love using this in the physical classroom too. I mean, it's so much better than my old PowerPoints that the hypertext links didn't always work. So this made my day when I first saw this. It's simple, but nice. So, and let's see if we can find one that has an image. How many types of honeybees live in a hive? All right, Shannon, go for it.
4.
3.
Oh, you're so close.
Now, the funny thing is I could ding you as well. So we're going to say, no, no, Shannon, no. And Maureen, you didn't even answer, but you got the points.
Oh, but she was closer. I was going to say 1.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll just rewrite your score.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, you're down to 200. So we can do that. Now, I know that, and I don't want to click through 9 million of these. Oh, hey, daily double. That's right. How do you say little donkey?
Oh.
Come on.
Peekaboo.
I was gonna say tiny ass, so you know.
The funny thing is, both are correct.
Points. Give her
Both
the
are
points.
correct. So you both get points. Nice job. Fantastic. That is awesome. Now, I will tell you, and maybe I'm just not clicking on the right. Nope. One of these, I'm telling you, has, oh, there it is. Who is this? And then you can play the video.
But why some say the moon?
So that's kind of cool too. And you can embed images. So it's a fun game to play. Now the question is, of course, how do I do this? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this. Keep in mind that every activity has 3 tabs at the bottom there. And if you go to template, click on that, it'll force you to make a copy. Okay. And so make a copy. It is going to put this copy directly into your Google Drive. And you'll be amazed at how simple this is when you see it. So it has set up for you the entire thing. All you have to do is type in your question and your answer for each one of these. That's all you have to do. And for the ones that are a video, by the way, there is a little bit different process if you want to do that. And by the way, if you're wondering, okay, I'm looking at what this text is, and I can look up here and see this. Who is this? And then there's this in brackets URL to the YouTube video. It's that simple to be able to embed that video into that Jeopardy box.
So 2 brackets around it?
Yep, you've got it. So, and again, you can do the same thing with images. And if you're wondering, okay, John, when you're done with this, and I go to actually make this copy, and you're not here to answer questions or whatever else, this is, again, what I love about this site. Click on instructions. It walks you through everything. So even how do I use pictures? How do I do this? How do I do math equations? How do I embed my own audio recordings? I mean, you can do all kinds of, it looks so simple, but there's so much stuff that you can do with it. So it walks you right through the process. So for example, when we go into an activity, I'm gonna, again, make that copy. And all I did was click on the template again. And so I go through and I type in my own questions. how many days in a year? And the answer is burrito.
Burrito.
All right. So that is the correct answer, believe it or not. Now, with all of these activities, all that you have to do, and again, it walks you through in the instructions. So I've now created my own Google Sheet with my own answers based on the template. You have to go to File, and again, don't write this down because you've got the instructions, but you go to File, Publish to the Web, and then at this point, click Publish. And are you sure you want to publish this? Yes. And now this is the only thing that's a little bit tricky. Copy this link that you see, okay? You've got a link here, copy this link and paste it. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, that doesn't look like the activity, and you're right, because it's published that sheet. You actually have to click Get the Link Here, and that is the link that you use to share with kids, okay? So when you click on that, you're actually able to start up the activity. So you've got to publish it, get that link, put it in the address bar, click on it, then get the link from the spreadsheet there at the top in the upper left. That's the one that you'll use. And now we should be able to see how many days in a year. Burrito. Are there 2 T's in burrito or just one?
I don't know.
I think it's just one. Because otherwise it would be burrito. We don't need that much. We don't need that much. Just like that, your Jeopardy is good to go. Now this address, by the way, if I copy it and I put it into a new tab, it automatically resets the Jeopardy game. And it's good. Once you post this activity, you never have to change it again. And what I like recommending to people is creating a bookmark folder with your Flippity activities that you've just saved all the links, maybe per unit, per skill, whatever it is. I would organize them that way, but those are active. You never have to create those again.
So is there no sign in for teachers either? You just get on here and just make sure you save it and
Yep.
publish it?
It's going off of your Google Drive.
Okay.
But even then, you don't have to make it public because once you publish it to the web, it's a public activity.
Okay.
So someone with that link anywhere could access that activity. But again, keep in mind, it doesn't matter because you're not pulling data from that address.
Okay.
So now the other things that are really cool here, and you could use this at any grade level. First of all, this one right here, I love. If you're actually in the classroom, it's kind of nice. Or maybe you use this because you've got kids who are going to come to a live lesson session, and you want to randomly call kids. You could upload their names and use this all year round, especially if you're in the elementary. But it takes that information and now you can use it again in so many different ways. So if you're doing public speaking events, who's going to be up next? Well, this is completely random. So here we go. You can create groups this way. And again, some of these are going to be better if you're in a physical classroom than distance learning, but it's just to show that you can easily take that same spreadsheet and go to all these different kinds of activities, which is kind of fun.
And then they know it's really random. You didn't randomize it yourself.
You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And again, you can, look at that. That's even randomizing it more. So I'm clicking this to shuffle. And so you could even tell them, hey, I'm going to click this 5 times when we get there. And you can even tell the kids, here are all your names. You give me the number of times we're going to shuffle. It's totally random, because you just click this 5 times and there's your group. That's how it goes. So that's definitely a fun one I like within class. This is the other one, Maureen, that I was talking about. And yes, you could use this at the first grade level too, because I think it'd be fun to use with a first grader to create a fun story. It is a randomizer with information. So you can put the who, what, where, when, why, whatever, okay? You can do it per category, such as, oh, I'm gonna randomize the who, but then go with the rest. So you could do these individually, or you could do it as a whole, and then you have to create a story based on where it ends up. So you could pick characters, for example, at school, or pick characters people know and put in your own details that people are going to be able to relate to, but then what they create is completely random. So that's kind of a fun thing to do.
So you would go into that thing and you would put in your things that you wanted. And then, so if we were doing Greek myths, I could put in the different gods and goddesses, the different things that they have to do to get what they want, and so on and so forth. And then we just mix it all up.
There you go.
Ah.
That activity is that simple.
That's pretty easy.
That looks like fun for
And
a creative writing class or.
Exactly. And again, don't get me wrong, the format of Flippity, you don't look at it and say, wow, this is amazing. They must have spent billions on this. But the functionality of it is so cool. That's what I love about it. And it's so easy to adapt it. So you could even change your who, what, when, where to whatever you want it to be. So yeah, it is that simple. The other fun one that I like showing people is this scavenger hunt. So, you know, if you want to do a fun little scavenger hunt, what has no keys but no lock, space but no room, you can enter but you can't exit. I'll be honest with you.
A piano. No. A computer.
Computer?
A keyboard.
Oh, keyboard!
Oh!
Now, by the way, if we didn't know, you can set up hints. So we could go, look at this.
Job!
So there's our hint. That's a darn good hint.
Mm-hmm.
I want you with me in the escape room.
Exactly. I thought they would just show a picture of a burrito, but nope. And then you've unlocked it. So we typed in computer, it's unlocked. We go back, one lock is now undone. So, and that leads to, well, that's just the one that's done. But then it eventually leads to whatever you want it to lead to, you know, for their big happy ending. So if you've ever done like EduBlocks or some kind of a lockbox thing, that's what that is. Timelines, it's fun to do this for timelines, spelling test, even the typing test. Even if I want my kids to focus on the literature of historical document, and this may seem crazy, but they have ones that are pre-made here. So if you're trying to set up the context and you want them to think about the Gettysburg Address and what was going on at the time, force them to learn typing by actually typing over the Gettysburg Address.
Well, that's fun.
And it actually shows you when you've messed up. And
Wow.
it shows you your words per minute and your accuracy and how much time you have remaining to get through it. So, and you know, you could even tell your kids, hey, at the very end of this, you're taking a screenshot. Show me your screenshot of what you did doing this. And if you have a ton of red, you're not getting points. Now, some of these do not work online, by the way. So all these do, the timeline does. If you want to have fun with words, that works. The egg hunt, typing works online, spelling words works online. But once you get into some of these, like a word search and crossword puzzle, those do not work the same exact way. You actually have to print those off. Hangman does work, nothing like encouraging killing someone at the first grade level. The Mad Libs are fun You can create your own Mad Libs working on parts of speech. So
Ooh.
that's interesting. You got a matching game there. The other one that I do like, if you really want to get creative, because you can send out a link to do this one, you can play bingo. And what is so cool about this, here's your list, and it looks like states and capitals, okay? So if you want to print these bingo cards, you can actually print them if you're in the physical classroom, but if you want to play online, you could have your kids, you could like send them this link, and all they do is click on that link, and that's their bingo card, and it's unique to them. And if I took, here, this is actually kind of cool too. So if I am on my phone, and let's say a parent has a phone, and you could post this QR code as well and just tell the parent, hey, if you got a phone, play it on your phone. Just take that QR code, and I'm going to do this right now, then I'll show you my phone. And come on. And okay, guess what? My QR code is now telling me I have to pay for it. Are you kidding me?
There, I'm trying to do it on mine.
Oh,
I got it on mine.
Oh, did you? Okay. Now, so did you do it on yours, Maureen?
No, I didn't try it on mine.
Okay.
So when we have these backgrounds, things think it's a background. So
that's true. Well, Maureen, as you can see on hers, she's got the bingo board on her phone. She can tap in a box, and it puts a dot in that box. So if you're playing bingo with your kids,
it'll
show that they've got a chip there.
Cool.
So that's kind of a fun thing if you want to do a Zoom lesson, have them all get their own bingo boards, and you can play bingo with okay.
Cool.
So that's kind of a fun little activity as well. All right. Well, group, the rest of this, I would say, have fun playing with. But again, the other beautiful thing is you shouldn't run into advertisements with this, which is nice. And again, once you create that address, you're good to go. And when in doubt, click on instructions, and that'll tell you exactly what to do.